What's going on, everybody? Welcome to FOMC Reaction Live. Federal Reserve did cut 25 basis points. However, Fed Jerome Powell coming in marginally neutral, bearing on bearish. What does that mean? Why did the markets do what it is? And ultimately, is volatility our friend at this minute? We're going to try and break all of that down in tonight's stream. We're going to get into what's happened. I guess understanding why altcoins are slightly performing better than Bitcoin, but ultimately, what does it mean overall? And what is going to happen over the course of the next week. So quite a bit to get into. Again, we'll discuss specifics of what happened in the Fed meeting. We'll talk about the minutes, etc. that came down. Also, like you said, on some of the charts. Now, we also have some pretty interesting news around Bonk, Metaplanet, Solana, if you haven't, but I do want to spend a bit of time. Bear in mind, this was a pretty big deal, and I think a lot of people have priced in a pretty strong move in the markets. What we got with pretty strong volatility, but a super neutral, boring Jerome Powell, all right? And I think the reality is I actually put this in the Discord channel. Equally, I actually put it in the premium Discord earlier on, just my thoughts of where I thought the market was going to go. Very neutral in terms of Powell, and very, very non-committal, but I think markets have kind of taken that as even Jerome Powell thinks he's a little bit late to this. So again, we'll keep an eye on it. There's a couple of things to be mindful of and a couple of things to watch, of which that should indicate or tell us sort of what's going on in the market. So Shane, what's going on, buddy? So as always, welcome in, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you're brand new here on YouTube. We talk about cryptocurrency every single freaking day, as well as putting content out, and welcome everybody on TikTok as well. We are going to break down the markets and get you absolutely up to speed. So within that, let's say hello to a couple of people. Craig's here, 37's here, Tim's here, welcome. Tomato Moto, oh my God, where have you been for the last God knows how long? Rinderman, welcome to you. Brandon Harris, Max Headroom, love that. Wealth Ranger, what's going on, buddy? Welcome. Jeru, more comments and aliens incoming. Oh no. Yeah, Japan interest rates on Friday. Canada cut rates as well, by the way. I don't know if you saw. A drama his degree from ChatGPT. That's possible. That is possible. Anyway, Powell got it wrong. 0.5. I mean, look, lots of people think he should have gone higher. Definitely. We'll talk about that. Let me hear you say, whoa, what's going on, Andy? Good to see you, man. And then welcoming everybody on TikTok. I should talk slower. Matt, what's going on, buddy? Welcome, Fairground. Shane, thank you for the heart, me's. Appreciate it, my man. I missed it. That's how boring it was. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't great, but yeah. How much money took down from the interest? How much money took down from the interest? I don't know what that means. Davo's in the house. What's going on, Davo? Good to see you, bud. Welcome in, as always. And yeah, do me a favor. You know what to do. Tap the screen. Get excited. Okay. Let's talk. Well, first and foremost, I want to just bring up the charts really quickly. And I'm going to officially, and we need to bring the bingo card up as well. Don't forget. So here we go. This is the 5-minute chart. And look what you got here. You go, whoop, whoop. I mean, that's a pretty bad W, actually. But anyway, there you go, TikTok, you can see. So, yeah, here was the kind of rate decision that came in. Obviously, we got super volatile here, but this was Jerome Powell speaking. Yep. Thank you for the W pattern, old Jezza. Always happens. What's interesting is where we sit right now in this consolidation. Are we going to see this move to the upside? That's kind of what we want to see. However, we can actually see a little bit more optimism in the altcoin market. So this is kind of where we sit right now on BTC. We did reject this key line here, which you need to see what it looks like on the daily, by the way, which you could argue a couple of points here. You've got the head and you've got two shoulders as an example. So you argue this is a head and shoulders pattern. This line then becomes very, very important because this line is going to determine what the next move, I believe, is going to come. Now, momentum is with us, which is important, but given the fact the Federal Reserve came in, and this was kind of some of the projections, we'll touch on this in just a minute. The couple of things to think about is this number here, which was the revised change in GDP, which allegedly is going up. And this is the other big number here. Look, employment rate. Can I highlight that just so we can see it? No, I can't. That's annoying. I need to work out how to do that. So again, this is the important number here. So this all the way across here. This is the Federal Reserve expectation of employment rate. As you can see, it's a very slow decline with June projections sticking similar. And then we'll talk a little bit. I need to kind of flick forward, which is to, you may hear people talk about the dot plot measure, which is here. And we'll talk about this and why this also is sort of giving us an indication as to where potentially the Fed's going to go, but more importantly, where the market's going to go. So we'll touch back on that in just a minute. But what are we looking for short term right now in this market? The reality is we need to break back above this line. This for me then absolutely plays out as we would have hoped in this, in this kind of W pattern that's playing out, like I said, momentum's coming in as it's playing out. So look, this is going to be important, but the markets didn't do too much. Big volatility, no surprise. You got rate cuts, which people were like, oh, this is good. Like, the trouble was you had markets priced in rate cuts. We were saying this yesterday. We also talked about it in the premium Discord. Markets had priced this in. There was some key things to watch out for, some key levels that we didn't hit. But there were some things happened that I don't think a lot of people have seen. I think people have missed it. Namely, when you look at treasury yields, we actually got an uptick in treasury yields by about 0.3 on the 30-year, nearly 1% on the 10, and on the 2-year up 1.05%. Okay, what is this telling us? It's telling us that people think he's too late. They're going, right, we need to wait and see. Remember, rate cuts are not instant. They take time to come through the markets. People have gone, yep, I am not convinced that this is a good move. And equally, when we get into a bit more of the detail of it, a lot of people believed he should have gone 50. Again, Trump thinks he should have gone. Even Stephen Mirren, the newly appointed Federal Reserve Board, who secretly is paid by the White House, but don't tell anyone, actually went 50 basis points. So this is some key things to look about. And equally then, the federal balance sheet, which you have to look at on the weekly, is continuing to come down. If you're not sure what that is, join the Discord. I was talking a little bit about why that is an important measure to think about and how it therefore plays out in terms of economic policy. But in the short term, we're kind of as where we are. Do you know what I mean? We sort of said this, didn't we? Expectations would be that we thought we would get a bit more. We didn't. People are like a little bit now that just think Jerome Powell is unfortunately a bit late to the party. So look, it is what it is. We're not going to lose much sleep over it. The key line is closing above this metric. Now, you can see that volume didn't really spike. Nothing really happened. It's just another one of those. If you look on the 4-hour chart, you can see kind of just the volatility over that period, but still within the range and not doing too much. Actually, if you argue here on the 4-hour chart, we are still slightly more bullish. I remember, by the way, people are going to think about this. Remember when Bitcoin was only 100K? It's fine. It's fine. It's 115,800. But this is an important line to think about. 116. That's kind of where I want to get to. And you're right, Tim, 25 basis points was priced in. Okay, so that's kind of where it gets us with this. Nothing really changes. Nothing really does anything. Again, if you were to take the fib, which we've touched on before, by the way, and take it from there to there, you get exactly on the 0.5 Fibonacci, which, again, we talked about this yesterday. This is kind of giving us that indication as to where the move. Now, what's interesting is altcoins, and look at this as an example, 1.67 trillion on the global market minus Bitcoin. So overall market down, altcoin market actually performing pretty well. Okay, well, why? So why have altcoins decided to move today? What's the difference? Which I think is important to think about. Well, the reality here is that what you've got is people took the opportunity, I think, to take some profits out of BTC while it sat where it was. And the view is, and I've been bullish on this, the altcoins are about to move. And I'll talk a bit about later in the stream. Oh man, I just chewed the tea bag. So remind me to take the tea bag out in future. It was awful. Altcoins actually booked a trend a little bit, which is kind of good news. So ETH broke back above this support line, showing good strength with opportunity to come in. Remember, interest rates coming down means people have a little bit more money. Well, if you're going to speculate a little bit more money, what would you do? Well, the honest answer is, well, I'm probably going to be in a world where I am going to take the opportunity and try and leverage a little bit more capital. This means I can go buy anything from risk assets to treasuries and all the rest of it. So altcoins actually had a pretty good day. Solana up about 1%. We'll talk about why that is, as well as Algorand and Sui on some pretty big news, obviously with Google yesterday we touched on. Some performers though, Aerodrome back up 5% and a good couple of altcoins out there. Will there be financial not doing the greatest? However, still holding up pretty well. Rest of the altcoin market's okay. And memes are looking okay as well. So yeah, pretty interesting. Bitcoin, the one to watch. I do think it's a delayed move on BTC. I do think we'll close above this white line. I do think we'll close above 116. And I'm still very much optimistic that we'll play out as I predicted we'd play out in September, which FYI, if you're not sure, this is the best September for Bitcoin in 13 freaking years. So playing out kind of as we expected. So yeah, good news. All right, good news if you ask me. Another coin October, November. Yes. Well, this is interesting. And I want to sort of touch on the just a little bit of data that's going to back up what we talked about. But yes, Powell kind of signaled that there would be more rates. In fact, he opened up the door for 2 further rates, even a potential 50 basis points cut, which we'll talk about and show. But for me, I think the charts look okay. I don't think it was necessarily a nothing burger, but it was neutral, and I think people thought that it was going to be a bit more positive. Bonk's pumping, it's up 3%. I mean, we'll talk about Bonk. I've got some news on Bonk. It's pretty interesting. So, right, this is an interesting chart, and I want to just dive a little bit deeper into this FOMC stuff so people really understand kind of what's going on. John says, all 2-bit good news. Yeah, look, it is good news. You can't deny it. They've cut rates. Canada's cut rates. Happy days. But yeah, good news if you ask me. What if BTC is done and won't hit an all-time high and it's alts time? I mean, that's true. BTC will definitely go high, though, I think. Obviously, I can't say categorically 100% bet your house on the market because that'll be silly. It's not financial advice in this channel. But all the macro data tells us we should be going higher. So anyway, let's talk a little bit about this chart. This is important. You might not be able to see it TikTok, but you need to see it. The Fed has cut near all-time highs before, right? We talked about this a little bit yesterday, but when the federal rates cut with stocks within 2% of record highs, the S&P 500 finished the next 12 months higher every single time. This is without exception. And we touched on this a little bit the other day where we said, whenever markets are overheated, and some people believe the stock market's a little bit inflated of where it should be, okay? But, the reality is that we are definitely in an uptrend. The S&P plus the NASDAQ and the Russell all performing pretty well. Yeah, all very much performing pretty well. But look at this. When you have the S&P 500 on rate cuts going all the way back to 1980, the next year we have seen a strong performance based upon that data. Like I said at the very start of this stream, the data can be delayed. So yes, they've cut rates today. Doesn't mean everything's cheaper tomorrow, okay? That needs to kind of walk through and come through. But history does show us that the Fed rarely cuts into strength unless liquidity demands it. And when they do, the next 12 months, without exception, are good. Now, for Holmes and a few other people, this does technically play out into the 2026 market cycle top for Bitcoin. Technically, all right? I think we still need to see a couple more indicators, but this technically does play out. So I thought this was definitely worthwhile touching on. And look, let's just dive a little bit into the actual official statement. So this is the official statement that came out from Jerome Powell, and this is kind of where it plays out important. Yeah, 116, let's go BTC. On the move, baby. Smash up that like button if you're bullish on 116 on Bitcoin. So what do you say? Recent indicators suggest that growth of the economic activity moderated in the first half of the year. Okay, well, that's fine. Job gains have slowed. 26,000, I think, was the number that specifically was rated. And unemployment rate has edged up but remains low. This also is correlated when we talk about the employment rate here that we were discussing right at the very start. In support of its goals and in light of the shift in the balance of risk, the committee decided to lower the target range for federal funds rate by a 1/4 percentage point to 4.25%. Okay, that's fine. All right, that's nothing different. Where it kind of got a little bit interesting was this. In accessing the appropriate stance on monetary policy, the committee will continue to monitor the implications of incoming information from the economic outlook. Okay, so we'll do the bingo card in just a minute. The committee would be prepared to adjust the stance of monetary policy as appropriate if risks emerge that could impede the attainment of the committee's goals. Basically, what this is saying here is we will hold rates if we have to. Like, don't get super crazy. Don't get super bullish. If we have to put the brakes on, then we freaking well will, and we don't care about what your opinion is. So again, this is important. The committee's assessment will take into account a wide range of information, including readings on the labor market conditions. Okay, right. So pretty nondescript. You can see here, these are the people voting. What's interesting, as you'll see here, look, voting against this action was Stephen I. Mirren, who preferred to lower the target range for the federal funds rate by 0.5 percentage point at this meeting. Of course he did. Of course he did. Trump's put him in there. He's never going to come back and go, oh, actually, I thought that was a good idea to do it. So what does this mean then when we look at this? Because this is also important to think about. So this is the FOMC participant assessment of appropriate monetary policy. And I don't know if you heard Jerome Powell talk about it. I don't know if anyone kind of listened to it. But basically, what they did today at the meeting was say to them, okay, where do you think inflation is going? And where you heard him talk a lot about the path to a 2% mandate, the path of rate cuts or the path of inflation, right? So what they did today is they basically went through and said, we want you to decide where you think interest rates should be on each particular year from now until 2028, and where do you therefore see it furthermore? So here's 2025. You can see that obviously Stephen Mirren was kind of in the world of like, well, one participant's like, oh, I think we should have held. I mean, no question who that could be. Stephen Mirren obviously is going pretty bullish on the fact that he thinks we should be at 0.5%, and actually a few others did as well. Okay, this is kind of interesting. How this then plays out, though, is you can see a shift in the, well, in the next couple of years, expectations is inflation is down to just over 3%. That would, oh man, I clicked off it. That would align to some of the data they're suggesting here. With the longer term, what's really interesting with this, by the way, the longer term, not one individual from the Federal Reserve has said that the Fed funds rate is going to be below 2%. Not freaking one in the next 3 years. So this does beg the question. Is this even attainable? And actually, one of the reporters did say to Jerome Powell, let's go Bitcoin, we're on the move, did say, do you think the 2% target for the Fed is realistic and can be achieved? And bear in mind, we've touched on this before, or certainly I've touched on it in a couple of videos, that given everything that's happened, tariffs, economic change, whatever you want to call it, is realistically a 2% goal likelihood for this? Doesn't feel like it. Every meeting he says 2% goal is the goal, but he never gets to. Yeah, and again, that was asked, which he talked about this path to 2%. Again, it's a proper cop-out. But anyway, Mr. Woodsy, Turbo on BNB, I own this token. Nice. What's going on, pal? Joe Bro's in the building. The numbers were cooked. Maybe. I mean, certainly jobs revisions are definitely debatable. Here comes the flip-flop. I'm not flip-flopping. I'm still 2025, baby. Ali G says, come on, retail, buy the lot. Yeah, it was 2 months before real pump last year. Exactly, yeah, exactly. Johnny B says, Fartcoin is farting. Is Fartcoin on the move, yeah? Remind me in the DeFi section. Matthew Page, what's going on, buddy? Welcome. Evening. Welcome to everybody. Don't forget, by the way, if it's your first time here, hit that subscribe button. Also, do me a little favor. If you can, just find that thumbs up on YouTube. It will massively help out the channel. So again, if you can, that would be great. Please. That'll be awesome. Chipper says, hold on a minute. Damien says, Chipper would like to find out more, just not in 2bits chat. Oh. What? What are you discussing? Chipper Myers, okay. Anyway, you can get in the free Discord, by the way. We do have a Discord channel. You can get in there and we chat about anything. Equally, you can chat to me. What's going on, Vern? If you want to get alpha reports and daily updates, we put a full report out this morning around what we expected today in the Fed. It's pretty accurate, actually, I think. Then do feel free to grab a channel membership. That gives you access to our premium Discord. Or if you want to subscribe here on TikTok as well, you can get that as well. So definitely check that out. We actually have now, and Holmes is going to love this, by the way, we are getting close to being able to bring out a free newsletter as well that's going to give you the quick update, and that's going to cover things like chart analysis, tokens to watch, airdrops, and everything else. That's going to be coming out very, very soon as well. So get your ass in the Discord. It's going to be worth it. Premium members will be getting that for free as well. So if you're not already in, then you should be. All right. Good. Oh, look at that. Thanks, Tim. You legend. Okay. Where do we get to in terms of a summary? The reality is, look, we've talked a lot about where the Fed's going to get to. I don't necessarily think we need to go through this, but historical context links Fed policy statements to crypto movements. Generally speaking, we go up if the Fed cuts rates. If they don't, then we don't. And Sean, what's going on, buddy? Welcome. Hello. Good to see you, man. Hope you're well. Thanks for the rose. I appreciate it as well. So again, this is important to think about. And when we talk about the Fed participant assessment, understand the new 2% for the Federal Reserve could actually be 2.5% to 3%. Now, double down on the fact that the 29th of October would be the next Federal Reserve meeting in which they are predicting 86%. Here you go, look, TikTok. 86% are predicting further rate cuts, which is in line. And when we get the Fed minutes in, 2 weeks something, then we'll be able to see where that was talked about. But expectation is that there will be another rate cut in October, which again, Jerome Powell's very open about. 25 basis points, people predict. December looks pretty much similar, with another expectation on rate cuts taking us down a little bit further as well. Although if this actually worked, that would be better. Oh my God, come on. Massive chopper report. Taking us to potentially 3.5%. Now, it may go lower. Service unavailable. Man, everyone's like, oh my God, I need to get to the Fed Reserve rates. This may end up being slightly more optimistic than we think. So again, worthwhile. Just keep an eye on it. I don't think it really makes a big difference right now. The key thing is the balance sheet, reduction is important, and the view, like we said, that these rate cuts are going to come down. Now the site's bust, so okay, we'll move on. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. What happens when money printers turn on? Do we see another cut? Probably not, but people should have a bit more money. I mean, the reality is they're probably not going to turn the printers on because they kind of don't need to. What do you think about Alien? I have no idea, but remind me in about 15 minutes and we'll take a look at it when we do the DeFi section. Appreciate Vern. Look at that. Crypto Vern lit up the roses. What's going on, bro? Appreciate it, man. What is triple twitching? I have no idea. Should I buy XRP? Sam Smith. I mean, it's at 304 right now. It's not crazy buy, but yeah, it looks okay. Right. Anyway, we'll keep an eye on what's going on with BTC over the course of the next bit. So, Jerome Powell, we've done. Okay. Like you said at the very start, Stephen Mirren. He is the, I mean, let's call him the Trump pick for the Federal Reserve. Let's not say it any other way. Bear in mind, just for context, by the way, why I keep saying he's the Trump pick is he is essentially still paid out of the White House, but is in the Federal Reserve. So basically, Trump pays his money and he's now working at the Federal Reserve. He's not going to go against what Donald Trump wants. Let's just be clear about it. But anyway, Stephen Mirren, his first ever vote, then he did talk about, hold on a minute, where are you? There you are. A 50 basis points cut, okay, which is not the worst thing, by the way. We actually had someone try and join earlier on who has a really fake profile and doesn't look like they're legitimate. So anyway, but yeah, you are in, my man. Welcome in, JFR. Good to see you, buddy. But yeah, he did cut 25 basis points, which I think is interesting. And yeah, Trump loved it. I mean, he hasn't obviously responded, but yeah, Stephen Mirren back in that 50 basis point cut in his first vote is noteworthy, not just for the dovish stance, but because he openly is pro Bitcoin as well. So think about that. All right, think about that. He loves it. He absolutely loves it. Okay, so we talked about that. We don't need to discuss that any further. We also have done the summary of economic data, which look, this is where you sort of look furthermore for PCE and PCE and PCE inflation, how that plays through over the course of the next, where they get to in the next year. Okay, so they think it's going to tick up a little bit, just giving you a heads up. So important to think about that and where that could then bring some volatility in the market. If you know it's priced in and you know the Fed are expecting it, it's a bit like, oh, well, okay, fine, let's not worry about it. Right, in other news, look at this Solana price prediction. Helios now raising over $500 million for Solana. Let's go, baby. This could be the next one that is on the move. We'll talk about this in the premium Discord. There is a full report coming down on the breakdown of Solana. What do we think is going to happen next? And who is freaking buying it? Pretty interesting, all right? So make sure you dialed in for that. But yeah, looks a pretty good news story. I think actually Solana meme coins are going to make some moves very, very soon as well. So make sure you're following the 2-Bit Crypto meme coin channel. That's where we talk about all things memes. We're nearly at 50 subscribers. Hit the subscribe button over on the meme coin link in the description. Okay, Solana's been outperforming Ethereum in the last few weeks, sitting around a key zone where it could teleport into fresh all-time highs. Let's hope so, all right? Solana looking decent, 240, nice breakout today. Looking to retest 242, break above that, could signal strong momentum to the upside. Watch out for that. Looking bullish though. And yeah, I mean, look, Solana looks like it's about ready to, certainly make a move to the upside. So watch out for that one. Now, interesting enough, Metaplanet weirdly have bought Bitcoin.jp. Now, they're definitely, the fake JV, no dramas, man. They're definitely in a world where they want to make a thing happen. So they, Metaplanet hereby announces at the meeting of the board of directors held today that it's resolved they strategically acquired the domain Bitcoin.jp as part of its ongoing efforts to expand and strengthen its Bitcoin-related business operations in Japan. Man, Japan's going bullish on Bitcoin. Let me just be absolutely crystal clear on that. So they, I think they announced they were going to buy some more Bitcoin as well, like 50 million or something like that. So yeah, good news. My batch, what's going on, buddy? What's going on, pal? Does that mean what I think it does? 420. Hold on a minute. We might have freaking breaking news. 420 says, I'll be watching from Lauren's account from Friday, by the way. Woo, 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 woo. Good on you. Right. Anyway, Metaplanet going big on Bitcoin. Now, Bonk, many people asked. I mean, it's kind of funny that this is the next thing we talked about. But anyway, don't know why that'd be funny. But Sharp Technologies, the fourth largest Solana treasury holder, has announced plans to stake part of its assets using Bonk Sol, the liquid staking solution tied to Bonk's ecosystem. Great news. Bonk's going big. And I think this is going to be one of those coins that, certainly has a run into this sort of final stage of the bull market. But Shark's Technology currently holding 2 million Sol tokens worth over $400 million at the time of writing. By converting a portion of these into Bonk Sol, the firm will begin earning passive staking rewards on its treasury. We need to look at that, actually. We need to look at the Bonk treasury. Craig, that might be a job for you, actually. But yeah, we need to look at that because if we can earn yield on that, then I'm down for it. Predictions on Bonk. You can see here that the bounce off this low range at the 2362 range could then start to play out with a further push to the upside. Posted a modest 1% gain in the past 24 hours. I actually think it's performing a little bit better than it did. Bonk is sitting at 4% again off this lower range and actually kind of feeling like it's got a bit of momentum. Needs to break above like 2.6 if I'm honest. But anyway, keep your eyes on it. Right, other news as well, just to kind of give you an idea of sentiment in the market. And then we'll do the bingo card, and then we'll get into anything you guys want to talk about. So, interesting in terms of liquidations today. 280 million, $175 million got liquidated alongside. All right, it's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy to think about. So, yeah, 178, lots of people went long. I think lots of people went long very quickly. I think we got rate cuts, and everyone was like, holy shit, the market's going to absolutely skyrocket. We were never in that place. Never in that place. We were never like, oh, Bitcoin's going to absolutely skyrocket. It was all baked in. It was all priced in. It was always going to be about what Jerome Powell said. 100 million on the shorts tells you, like I said, in the alpha group or in the trade. Yeah, it's an interesting setup before the FOMC. Higher high trend line looks very solid as long as we hold. But the W pattern is already starting to play out, so keep close. Low leverage margin may present an opportunity, which would have pretty much played out exactly as we expected. But yeah, anyway, what is interesting though with this, just giving you a bit of a clue on a walkthrough, by the way, is yet again, and look at this. Yesterday, 300 million. The day before, 300 million. ETFs, yep, they're buying again, including BlackRock buying over 1,793 Bitcoin today. They are big on BTC. ARC21, Fidelity, all buying big on Bitcoin. Hopefully we'll continue to see that tomorrow, but you know, certainly starts to play out way more bullish than I think we've seen for the longest time. So good news, ETFs, institutions, treasury companies, everybody is still going big on Bitcoin. And I don't know if you guys saw this, by the way. I don't know if you guys saw this, but Dr. Profit, and I feel like I'm sort of starting a vendetta against him. I'm really not, by the way. I don't mind him at all. I don't even know the guy, but he was called out. He was called out by a few people for a picture that he put on, which I thought was interesting. And again, sometimes you just have to, you know, be a little bit closer to it. So this was the one that he was called out for as an example. And yeah, he's on a cross 5x per BTC short. So when you've got someone going, I'm all out, I've made millions of dollars, I'm a maxi trader, and people aren't going to tell me what to do. Understand they blurred their margin out, they blurred their size, they blurred their P&L, and they're trading a 5x cross margin, right? Understand that, okay? Sometimes it's all smoke and mirrors. It's all smoke and freaking mirrors. But yeah, I thought it was kind of funny in that, like, people like, bro, you're on a 5x. Like, what the hell? Like, what are you talking? Has anyone commented? There's another guy. I can't think of his name now, but he was absolutely on his ass for that 5x. I can't remember. I can't remember what it was. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Chi says, when 10K XRP 2-bit? Hopefully soon. Hopefully soon. Fairground says, crypto will do its own thing no matter what people say. That's true. That's true. Fairground says, Dr. Profit, just search on X, Fairground. Just go on X, search for Dr. Profit. It's just funny because he's like, I'm fully in stablecoin. I'm out of everything. The market's bearish. We're going to zero, right? He's laid all his eggs out and said, yep, we're absolutely done. And he's been saying it, by the way, back end of August. However, I've always maintained that I think September is going to be pretty strong. And, you know, we've got a couple of hurdles to get back over, but September is actually playing out 6.35%. Yesterday was the highest we've ever been in September. We're just marginally behind that 7.29% from last year. But overall, September is playing out quarterly, by the way. Then, oh, it's not hate speech. Come on. Your life is flagged for hate speech and hateful behaviors. Okay, fine. I wasn't calling him out. I don't mind him. Right, remind me not to do that again, everybody. Fine, I won't do that again. It puts me off my flow when it does that. Okay, fine. Let's not worry about it. Let's move on. Let's keep going. Let's stay dialed into what's going on here over at the markets. Bitcoin trying to rally back above this line, which I think is important. No, Fairground. No, I don't. Right, okay, let's close this down. We don't need this. We don't need this. No, TikTok. And I think Craig's just sent me a message, actually. So bear with me 1 second. Let me see. I think this came up the other day as well, actually, when I was talking about it. So we're moving on, baby. We're moving on. I actually have some more news. This is breaking news, actually. You're going to love this, people. This is coming from our reporter on the ground. If you haven't seen this, launching tomorrow. launching tomorrow. The Rex Osprey XRP ETF is under the ticker, by the way. XRPR is a Rex Osprey, and the Doge ETF under the ticker DOJE. First US listed ETFs offering spot exposure to XRP and Doge go live tomorrow, offering investors a way to access these digital assets through an ETF structure. This is a big deal. Now, the debate here, or in fact, can we see this somewhere? The debate would be, have they already seeded this ETF or not? Will anyone know? I know that sounds like a crazy thing, but XRPR seeding. Let's see if they have. I don't know if they will have done, by the way. Because the reason why I say that is this XRP ETF is important because this will hold 80% of actual XRP assets, okay, which I think is important to reference. I just don't know if they have actually seeded it yet. So if you remember when the Bitcoin ones went, they had to seed those ETFs and then obviously they launched, but it doesn't look like it. Pending listing. So it depends whether they list whether they seed prior to listing. You'd think they would do, actually. So it's on the CB. Oh, wait. Okay, I know what to do. Let's ask ChatGPT. 50,000 likes. Let's go. Right. Has the Rex Osprey ETF already seeded with native XRP tokens? IO to start running, don't get FOMO. Protagonist, what's going on, buddy? Welcome. Added to 3 exchanges. Got Binance Futures today. What's that? 2-bit. This is some pressing. What? That is some pressing the report button and saying you are giving. Oh, mate. Yeah. Well, maybe. It's wild, though, isn't it? It's wild. Note to self, don't. That's true. So, I couldn't find any credible confirmation that Rex Osprey has already been seeded with native XRP tokens. What is known is the prospectus says it's going to mostly hold XRP directly. And the ETF is expected to launch imminently, which is tomorrow. We know that. There's no public source saying the ETF has been seeded, i.e. that it's acquired the initial holdings of native XRP. So, watch out. Like, that could be good news tomorrow, by the way. Chris Moore, what's going on, buddy? That could be good news. So, I think if it hasn't been announced that it's been seeded, my argument would be it probably hasn't, which could then give us a bit of a spike. Remember, they actually are buying on the open market. You know, this is going to be good news. So potentially we could see something in XRP tomorrow if Rex Osprey do actually have to buy that, or whether they go and get it OTC, which I guess is a possibility. But yeah, I definitely want to think about. They would definitely have announced it, wouldn't they? They would definitely have put out, hey, I need to follow these people. Let me turn. Oh, I didn't mean to message them. Oh, Jesus, that could have been a little bit spicy. It couldn't really. There's nothing bad on there, by the way. Yeah, okay, we'll follow them and then we'll see what happens with that. Okay, let's keep an eye on the charts. Don't forget, by the way, if you are here on TikTok, I will be live with none other than Crypto Vern half an hour after the stream. We're doing a dual live stream on TikTok, so definitely make sure you join us. Also, if you're here on YouTube, we actually do another show on TikTok. So yeah, was that X seller worth a lot? Yes, yeah. I put some calamari. You're in the premium Discord, so I've got some stuff coming out for you guys in the alpha call group, specifically to that coin. So yeah, I actually connected with the dev team today, so I will let you guys know about it. Big Al's market's boring today. Made a ton of money on the volatility though. Happy off to Jamaica in 3 weeks. Nice. I love it. I've heard Jamaica's really nice, by the way. Hey guys, what's the best wallet to use to store my XRP to the banks or CX? So I have a Ledger, but I think there's a number of other ones that you can use. But yeah, Ledger I have as well. So yeah, good. Kimberly Clark, what's going on? Little handsome. I don't think anyone's ever called me that in my life. But yeah, anyway, good news. What's Tim talking about? Good. Jamaica has been many times. Yeah, I mean, it's nice. Loads of people I know have said it's really good. So yeah, watch out for XRP. That could be a solid mover. Rex Osprey going live. I don't know specifics times, but worth noting. And like I said, we'll keep close to in terms of any wallet movement that happens, because it could flag up that they go OTC. They go open market. That could be good news, by the way. So again, we will see. No real movement on the ETH reserves or ETFs. Very much all sort of sticking around Bitcoin. I think, like we said, a lot is just all been dependent on the FOMC and kind of how that all played out, which, look, played out pretty much exactly as we thought, really. So we don't have a lot left other than Friday, where we get interest rate debate for Japan, I think it is. So again, the carry trade unwinder. Oh my God, it's going to be crazy. Watch out. Watch out. I'm sure it's going to be fine. Robot Moon, hello everyone. Bullish today. Let's get it. ETH going to be the new generation. Next BTC very slow worldwide. I mean, that's true. I think ETH's going to do very, very well. Don't forget, we talked about that in terms of the ETH, treasury report. Look, interesting, like I say, ETH has been holding up pretty well, as have the rest of the altcoin market. 45.21 on ETH is pretty good news. Overall, altcoins are holding up pretty well as well. So good. Good news. Okay, let's just get rid of Temu. If you guys have got any coins you want to look at, anything you want me to talk about, anything you want me to take a look into, price predictions, whatever it is, let me know and we can bring up a couple of coins and talk about a couple of coins if you're interested. So let me know if you're bullish enough or not. If you're not, then fine. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I'm so ready for a real pump. Swamp, yeah, I know. I definitely know that. What was Jerome playing at? I called him and told him a solution. Come on, Jezza. Be more like Stephen Mirren and cut 50 basis points. I think the risk was always going to be that 50 would say things are worse. Bear in mind, he's trying to play it off, isn't he? As neutral. He's trying to play it off like, oh, it's fine. Yes, the labor market's weakening a little bit, but not kind of crazy. Even when you look at some of this data, by the way, unemployment rate is ticking back up. This is why they cut rates. Again, if this continues, then it's kind of bad for people, but could signal further aggressive rates. PCE and core PCE still downtrending, but could start to see a little bit further tick to the upside. So worth noting. This is kind of not really anything worthwhile speaking about, but yeah. Thoughts on Flare token, Earth perspective? Yeah, I mean, I'm not like super deep into the Flare token ecosystem, but look, I mean, you can stake XRP as well as a couple of other tokens are going to come out and do that. But yeah, I mean, they've got some good airdrops on there. You can earn on there. Yeah, I mean, people seem to be pretty optimistic about it. I'm not super close to it, but yeah. John Shaw says, I think it was too obvious to move to too much today. I'm calling a bigger pump on Friday into next week. Let's hope so. Fartcoin and Sui. Man, Sui, that big partner with Google. Watch out. Yeah, Sui's on the move right now. 369. Actually looking pretty nice on the 12-hour chart. You know, it still needs to get a bit of momentum. Ranging quite well, actually. But yeah, I mean, Sui, you'd hope for a pretty strong move right now. It's just broken up above the 618 at 361. So watch out for a 786, 397, $4 retest if markets come with us. But yeah, I mean, I'm pretty happy on Sui. 279, baby. That's what I bought in. And yeah, it's doing all right. Big Al says King Pot Noodle beef or chicken. It's beef every single time. Chicken's weird because it's not freaking chicken. Anyway, boy, Al, that's good news. XLM, H bar, yeah, definitely. XDC. I've got a full series, by the way, which covers every single one of those coins in the playlist, talking about why holding 1,000 of those particular coins are worth it. So definitely go and check that out if you haven't already. And if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, I recommend you doing that as well. Worth it, in my opinion. Aerodrome Finance, yeah, I'm just annoyed at their staking rate. It's gone down and it shouldn't have done. Absolute choppers. What's that about? It was like 20%. It's like maybe 10% now, which is kind of annoying. But yeah, I like Aerodrome, and it's been on a move today. Look at this. Aerodrome's up 7.5%. Looking bullish. Look at this pattern. I know this, obviously the downtrend, but look at this. Aerodrome is absolutely cruising right now. Playing out very similar to Solana. And, you know, arguably is probably, you know, solving a very similar situation to Solana. So, yeah, Aerodrome's looking great, by the way. Very, very optimistic of where that's going to go. Very similar to how Solana's playing out. So, I mean, let's hope, Tim, I'm down for Aerodrome being $10. You better believe it. Whether we get there is a different debate. XCN or Swiftcoin? Man, I don't know. What's the chat thing? I don't really know, to be honest. XCN is at, what, 1 cent? I mean, it's holding up a pretty good range right now, but Swift is always going to be whether you get, you know, full-on integration, but yeah, I mean, I like XCM, by the way. I do like it. I don't own any, but I like it as a concept. I think let's see what the chat says. Todd G, True Northern Group. Oh, hold on a minute. I missed it. Todd G, what's going on, buddy? Gold to dump. Why? Why is gold going to dump? I mean, gold did actually see a bit of selling off today, by the way. That isn't unusual, especially around FOMC, because everyone went, oh, rate cuts are in. Cool. Like, I don't need to worry about gold. Remember, people move into gold, real estate, etc. when they feel that there is a risk. And I think, yeah, potentially that's kind of why people went into it. But we saw a big sell-off on gold. Interestingly, bought back up pretty aggressively afterwards. But yeah, Kimberly Clark just said, hello, handsome again. Hey, Kimberly. Did you tell the news on Bonk? Maybe I missed it. Yes, Shane, Bonk will be integrating not only with World of It Financial, but there is I think it's called Helios, is buying a whopping great ton of it by converting some of their Solana to Bonk Sol to stake. So basically on the validator on Bonk, which is super bullish and probably transitions Bonk from the meme to an even bigger ecosystem. So yeah, watch out for Bonk. I am in that position. I bought in. I know Craig and I have sort of spoke about it a little bit, but yeah, I think Bonk's going to do very, very well. Do you think Volt Inu will run in the bull run? As in the old school Volt Inu, like old school Volt Inu, or as in the new like XVM or whatever it is? Which one do you mean? Jasmine going places. Have you seen they're doing loads of AI stuff with Hara, which is like, it's a bit weird. It feels a little bit like some sort of K-pop thing. It's a bit weird, but yeah, he's doing pretty well. Doing pretty well. Matthew, got to be careful here. You know who probably still has a big supply and will dump it. Exchange Motors, any thoughts on Crow? Yeah, I mean, I've never been the craziest person on Crow. I think it's fine. I think they can market it very, very well. I just don't know why people are going to use that ecosystem rather than Solana, ETH Layer 2s, AVAX. Like, why would people go to Kronos and use that ecosystem? That's the only thing I don't know. I don't understand. But yeah, if you mean this vault, by the way, and I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, by the way, but I feel like I'm just going to have to be. Do I think this is going to pump in the bull market? No. And people may hate me for it. All right, I'm cool with it. Sometimes you just got to make a decision. But I don't believe this pumps at all, actually. I just don't. People are going to be way more interested in the old one. Yeah, not at all. And not at all. And again, some people may come after me and some people may say, too, but you're an absolute chopper. But my view is absolutely not. And my question will always be, well, what is going to make it different? For example, this is currently sitting at what? 601434 at $9 million market cap. Why would I go into that and not go into, say, something like Pump Fund as an example that's generating revenue, giving it back to the holders and looking like it's super, super crazy? So, yeah, again, not financial advice. It never is on this channel, but I don't think there is a reason that I can think of that all of a sudden Volt goes skyrocket into the moon. Everyone's like, oh my God, I can't believe I missed this 2021 play. What percentage of crypto will fade away to zero after this bull run? Far too many. Yeah, 100%. I mean, literally. There'll be coins that have already started to fade away that no one's going to care about in like a month's time. Right, we're going to keep an eye on BTC. We can stick on the 30-minute chart, actually. I don't mind this chart. We'll keep it here. I mean, Tim, is he even still about? It solves a problem. I mean, that's true. What happens if I never have that problem? That's the key thing here, isn't it? When Banana, she says, any thoughts on sand? Freaking bullish, bro. Bullish. That's what I've got to say. Michael says, hello, peeps. What's going on? Arrow's pumping. Yeah, Arrow's looking nice. 6.5%. I'm down for that. I am down for that. I mean, I'm sure he probably does, Tim. I'm sure he probably does. Worthwhile noting. I think, look, any of these coins will be a concern. What about Chili's? Fairground. Everyone wants to know about Chili's. What do you know about Chili's? I don't know a lot about it. Look at this, by the way. Another great video. Where's Chili's at right now? Let's take a look. Let's take a look, everybody. Chili's is currently sitting at 4 cents. I mean, it's holding up pretty well. You can't argue this. I mean, what was its all-time high? 4,261. Man, it's literally nearly at all-time high. Oh, no. All-time high was 89 cents. Oh, my God. Sorry. The high of the day is that. So, I mean, it's only 50% down, isn't it? 8, 9. And what are we at now? Oh, no. Sorry. 95% down. Oh, yeah. No, this is freaking Dunzo. Fairground. Hope you're not still holding it. I'm sorry. I'm kidding, Fairground. I mean, it is way down, though. This chart's really off-putting. It doesn't look like it's that bad. Ah, that's better. Look. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's fine. That kind of tells a bit of a different story, doesn't it? Why does CoinMarketCap look totally different to that chart? Look at that. Look at that. Yeah, Chili's is absolutely going nowhere. I could be wrong, though. Anyway, how do we do with the bingo card? Good call. Right. Where is it? Where is the freaking bingo card? The bingo card is man, you guys were chatty today in the Discord. Right, got it. Here we go then, everybody. This was the bingo card. How did we do? Okay, well, this is going to be... Can I just write on here? Hold on. 1 second, everybody. 1 second. Let's get the bingo card out and let's fill this in. Now, I think we did all right, you know. I actually think we did all right. Right, here we go. Look, this is better. So, where and how did we get on with the bingo card? Let's walk through it. Let's color these in. Let's go in green. There we go. Right. W pattern in play. Yes. Oh, man, that's annoying. I didn't mean to do that. W pattern was definitely in play, wasn't it? So, we can do that. So, yeah. He didn't craze lots. Further rate cuts. Yes, we got that. He didn't do 36 cop. Didn't talk about that. He did talk about Lisa Cook, albeit he didn't do that. Yes, he had a purple tie on. Shift in policy, guided by data. Yes, he did. They did say they had no rush to cut. Labor market weak. Yes. New member to Fed. Yeah, he did actually say that in the questions, didn't he? He said, welcome to Stephen Mirren. Big bill, no tax rise, tariffs. It was kind of talked about, but not really crazy. He was asked about leaving. Oh my God, we did super well. He was asked about leaving. If you heard the question, it said, do you believe that have you got any plans for May? Jobs revision, no. Okay, have I missed anything? We did pretty well. Look at that. Housing market. I think he did talk about housing market and inflation. We're going to do that as well. Definitely 36 coughs. I don't know about that. Anyway, did we get bingo? I don't think we did. Man, what the hell? National debt, he didn't talk about. Shifting policy. Did he talk about shifting policy? I feel like he didn't. How about Pinlink? Have we looked at Pinlink before? Not sure. Not sure. I mean, that's not the worst, is it? That's not the worst. Yeah, that's not the worst. We nearly got there. Just for you guys on TikTok, by the way, look at that. The bingo card from last night. That's a pretty good job. That is a pretty good job, everybody. Not bad at all. Imagine scratch cards, one away from every position. Yeah, exactly. He mentioned jobs. Jobs revisions, though. We put jobs revisions in there. I mean, even if we take it, we still didn't get bingo, which is annoying. Who put 100 basis points cut in the middle? Massive choppers. Anyway, good job, everybody. All right. BTC is just on a little bit of a pullback right now. Just a little bit. How about Pinlink? Okay, let's take a look at Pinlink. I don't know anything about it. So, Pink Link. Pinlink. Here we go. Look at this. It's 10 months old. It's at 44 million. What is it? Like a render GPU thing. I mean, it depends where you got in, but the chart looks awful. I mean, it's doing some decent volume, but its all-time high was $4.15. It's at 50 cents. There's no way a chance on earth I'd be touching that. Look at Polkadot. It's about to explode. Do you know what? Somebody else told me that. They were like, bro, have you seen Polkadot? Like, what? Even Polkadot's moving. Like, it's crazy. Hippo is up 2%. Liquidity at nearly 800,000. Jesus, that's wild. That is wild. We're down for it, though. We're down for it. Bro, new one, Becca Shill called Open VPP. You know it. Yeah, I talked about that. I think I even talked about it before him. I did a video that was talking about top meme coins or top DeFi players for the end of September. Now, when did I put that video out? I feel like it was before him. Yeah, it's like an eco token. Open. Yeah, what's it doing right now? I feel like I definitely talked about, I definitely feel like I talked about that. Open VPP. Yeah, I mean, it's down 11%, 174 million. I can't remember what it was when I talked about it, but I mean, I think it was probably one of these, but yeah, it was definitely like maybe like a week ago, perhaps. Maybe. Yeah, I think we said that, didn't we, Holmes? I think we said that we talked about this one. I mean, look at that. It's the top performing one on ETH right now, down 14%. But yeah, I definitely have this in a video somewhere. I just can't remember where that video is, if I'm honest. Yeah, I'm holding about 38 million and not sure. What's that? FOMO says, so now we do what? Just sit around like normal waiting on the move? Do you mean on the back of rate cuts? I mean, yeah. I mean, you've got a couple of other things, but yeah. I mean, basically, yeah. You've got rate cuts. What you're looking for now is sentiment and retail to come to the market. That's the honest answer. Like right now, it's a little bit quiet. It's a little bit boring, but what you don't want to see is massive capitulation and dumps to the downside. So the fact that we've still got altcoins moving, in my opinion, is good news. Okay. And yeah, look, we'll have to kind of wait and see how BTC goes around. Did I buy it? No, I didn't, if I'm honest. You've seen the new category of robotics coins. I have not, JJ, but it sounds pretty interesting. Sounds pretty interesting, but yeah, no, I didn't buy it. I've kind of, I mean, I wouldn't say I've deleveraged, but I'm not in as many risk plays as I once have been. What do you think of XRP? Yeah, pretty bullish on XRP. Again, spot ETF goes live tomorrow. Rex Osprey, look out for that. 80% holding XRP. We don't believe they've bought yet, so yeah, it could be interesting. Matthew Page says, just praying that Crow does $1 will make me happy. Let's hope so. I hope everyone wins, by the way. I hope everybody freaking wins this bull market. That's what we want to see. I just want to see BTC close above 116. That's what we're looking for right now. Hachi, no dramas. Hachamichi, egg. But yeah, don't forget, everybody, by the way, if you do want to join our free Discord, link is in my bio. Also, on the description. We do actually have a premium service if you want to do that. Just become a channel member or subscribe on TikTok. You get access to our trade group, alpha calls. You get access to our bot or the bot that will bring you chart signals up and everything else. If you want to get into that, it's literally a few bucks a month. It costs you nothing. Definitely worthwhile. Otherwise, just subscribe to the channel. Jump into the Discord. And yeah, it's been good in there today. Been good and chatty. All right. So I highly recommend you guys getting in there. And yeah, if you're brand new to cryptocurrency, it is the place for you. In my opinion. Don't think this XRP ETF will do much. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, I don't think enough. It's not big enough. Rex Osprey, albeit, seem to be first to the market with a number of things. It isn't going to be the craziest one. However, worth noting, let's see if I can pull this data up, actually. Let's see what this one's doing. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get this. So this was a Brazilian, the hashtag XRP ETF that launched in Brazil is doing what? 69 million shares outstanding, and it's got what? 12 estimated cash component is 12,500. So it's not crazy numbers. It's still right though, isn't it? But it's not crazy numbers. Not crazy numbers. XRP here, look. Their opening value at 843. So it doesn't hold the most, but it holds 7%. Only second to Bitcoin and Ethereum. So yeah, I don't know if that was it. Anyway, it's looking okay. And I think the Rex Osprey want to do something similar. I don't think it's going to do anything like super, super crazy, but yeah, we'll see. We will see. All right. Nice one, Craig. Thanks, man. You'll never be more bullish than the top commenter. 37. Tim Chase says, running a special. I'll DM you the coupon code. Oh, dear me. It's the coupon code. It's expiring. What the hell? So a few bucks. Do I get anything for this other than your beautiful voice? I want at least 2-bit t-shirt and a massive Sports Direct mug, bro. I don't do anything to this with the Sports Direct mugs. Basically, what you get access to is any alpha calls, so any coins or anything that we think is launching. You're going to get a daily update in terms of what trade signals look like. Equally, you've got other people in there that are giving their view. Any venture capital opportunities that are going to come out. It's very, very early. It's very, very new. It is one of the best value Discords out there, I would say. And yeah, as we build it out, we'll start to do some members only stuff and all that kind of stuff. So you can either become a channel member here on YouTube, that gets you access to it, or subscribe on Discord and you can get access to it as well there. Again, don't have to, but that's where we'll kind of be putting some of our stuff in there. Did you say something about looking to Solana's treasury? No, the Bonk, you can stake Bonk, can't you? I think it's on their platform, if I'm dead honest. Bonk coin. I think you can actually stake Bonk. I was just thinking about what does that look like. You have to. I think you have to actually put it in there. So yeah, so you can lock it and you get an average weight of 1.11x. I mean, look, there's a lot of Bonk in there. So I mean, is it worth it? I don't know. Maybe. But yeah, Bonk rewards. So you can get a number of things. They've got quite a bit on there, in fairness, but So lock your bonk to receive percentage of the bonk rewards pool. Fees collected from the bonk ecosystem distribute to bonk rewarders. The larger percentage from bonk rewards pool, the more bonk is locked. Multiply the percentage of the bonk rewards pool with amount of time locked. 1 month is a 1x. So if you basically lock your bonk for 12 months, you get 3.2x the amount you've put in. Percentage from bonk rewards times multiply equals bonk claim during the lock period. So if you then did percentage from the bonk rewards pool times by the multiplier. So yeah, basically the more bonk you put in there, the more you're going to get, and then you times that by your multiplier. So if you did like 6 months and did an absolute, so this is what they're saying, that they're going to actually use this mechanism. Yeah, they're going to use this mechanism and then sort of generate revenue, which is not a bad thing. I mean, if I'm dead honest, we probably should do that with the Casper like community money and maybe, I mean, maybe we convert that to freaking bonk and stake it. I don't know. It's about $900, I think it is. And then we just earn yield on that. I don't know. I mean, you get 7% on Solana right now. I mean, I've been loving it. Aerodrome's not quite as good. Not quite as good, but yeah. Definitely could be worthwhile. Could be worthwhile. Powell speaking, squished alt season, can see 50%, definitely not 400% coming. You think? Maybe, Blair. Maybe. Bet. Yeah, I mean, Bet AI, we just need to kind of get it cracking and rocking and rolling, don't we, basically? 7% a year, yeah. Yeah, I mean, people have this kind of weird thing with Solana and with staking, by the way, whereas I kind of feel the complete opposite. Here's how I judge whether you should stake or not. And this is not financial advice, just my opinion, right? If you can get instant access to it. So, for example, Aerodrome Finance allows you to stake on their platform with instant removal, okay? So I can go now, right, I'm done staking. I want to take it. So in my mindset, I go, well, I'm bullish longer term, right? I'm bullish long term on Aerodrome. Solana's exactly the same, by the way. You can unstake instantly on Solana for 7.5% or 7.45%. So I believe the natural asset goes up. So I'm Aerodrome and ETH pairing. So I think ETH will go up, and it has, and I think Aerodrome's going to go up. Okay, so I'm going to stake those two. I'm going to get a yield reward on my staking, while at the same time the price goes up as well, right? It's very different to yield farming, and you need to. There is a very much difference in that. So Solana, I've been staking Solana now for, God, I mean, I'm probably getting on for a couple of years. When we were buying it at $8, I was like, holy shit, all I care about is accumulating more Solana. I don't care about the price. I don't care about price action. I care about accumulating as much as I possibly can. And that was the way I've done it. So I still have Solana staked. I still have AVAX staked, Aerodrome staked. I actually even weirdly have some USDT staked right now. But if you can, so for example, Jupiter is a 30-day unstake. Coinbase is a 2-week unstake on Ethereum. I wouldn't necessarily go into those particularly, unless you're like bottom of the bear market and you're like, okay, it's fine, we're going to go way higher than this. But yeah, do you stake for a full year? I just stake for as long as I want. So if there's restrictions, then I'm probably not going to do it. But Solana as a staking with a validator is instant removals, and Aerodrome's exactly the same as well. Crypto.com offers those services on most events except staking, but otherwise you can instantly withdraw if you're like, I mean, look, people know my views on Crypto.com and why I'll never use it, but yeah, got my XRP stake, can redeem that instantly. Yeah, and that's fine then, isn't it? Because actually that's going to do nothing. You're just accumulating more of the native coin, which I think is good news. How's the Gopper struck chart? Have I even got that still on here? Did I even I think I got rid of it, Al. Oh no, it's here, look. Here's Copper. Oh, get away, Al. I'm down for it, bro. Happy to support. Would sign up to every platform. Everyone should call it every move in the market. Let's do it. I mean, look, if you want to support it, just become a channel member, Al. You can literally go down to the bottom of the screen, click channel member, and boom, you're in. You're in the Discord anyway, so I'll add you to the great. And it would be good if you have an opinion on charts, stick them in there. All win. But yeah, anyway, it's never expected. If you want to do it, it's great. Again, it's my journey to doing this a bit more full time than not. I actually rung Vern today because I've got the CEO of the company I work for visiting some of the sites. I also have some of the directors of the company I work for visiting some of my sites on Friday. And I was saying to Vern, man, I just want to do cryptocurrency, like live streams, alpha report. I just want to do this, right? I don't want to have to worry about the CEO of the company I work for. Oh, anyway, free Discord, JJ. Yes, it is a free Discord. There is a certain section of it, though, that is a premium section in which, it's behind a paywall. But again, there is a free Discord which has any moonshots in there that you might like to see, any meme calls from the community, all my YouTube content, so you can go and check it out over there, as well as all the latest news that aggregates into the Discord, so you don't have to go anywhere, and then just a general chit chat. It's in the description. Again, if you want to get access to our alpha calls, our chart and the bot that's going to bring reports up and stuff, and any trade signals that we put every day in there, by the way, then become a channel member or subscribe here on TikTok, and you get instant access to it once you're in our Discord. So, yeah. I've done lots of opinion on listens, and I've called the last few legs up. Oh, you think I'm a chump, but I'm making ridiculous money from the market. I just don't secretly praise you. I'm like, dragon pattern, get it. That's why we're winners. Let's get it. Let's get it, baby. Loopring is up 5%. Nice. How far is it down though? LPR, right? Oh no, is it LPR? Loopring V2. Oh, here we go. I mean, it's 129 milli, by the way. I sent him it every day. He just ignores me. I'll send him it again tonight, Holmes. He just doesn't reply. He just basically wanted his 20 minutes of fame. Probably just some complete chump that made it all up. Can you imagine? Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm basically. My name's Michael Saylor. What? We don't look like him. Well, I am. I don't care. JJ, cool man. Yeah, let me know when you join, and I can give you access. Solana better, faster. What's easier to hack a slow transaction like XRP? Solana better, faster. What's easier to hack a slow transaction like XRP? Maybe. Depends how decentralized it is, doesn't it? But why hack a blockchain when you can hack an exchange? That's what I would always say. How's Chico doing? Pump or dog shit? I mean, it hasn't done anything yet, but the claim is now on their site, so I'm hopeful that it's launching pretty soon. Hopeful. They were meant to launch, I think, when I last messaged them, like last week or something like that. But yeah, hopefully they'll come out sooner rather than later. I mean, maybe there's a lot of money tied up to there, and there'll be a lot of pissed off people. But yeah, hopefully it does. We'll see. Everything's still there, so yeah, fingers crossed. Shine detailing, what's going on, buddy? Welcome to thou. Welcome in. Okay, good. Right. Yeah, Loopring looks okay. It keeps coming up with someone who's interested in contacting the creator. I don't know what that means. What does it mean? Right. BTC is dumping. This is, again, not great. Yeah, I got a case 5 if you want it, Al. It's yours for 15 grand. Oh, man. We're just holding. Yeah, it doesn't feel like it. BTC now on the 30-minute on a little bit of a push down. Again, it depends what's going to happen now. The markets are kind of challenging to think about, with alts holding up pretty well. I mean, that's not the worst thing in the world, is it? That's not the worst. Yeah, you can get it from Harrods. Yeah, technically. Got it from Hong Kong, I think. Anyway, such is life. Such as life. We move on, we learn, and as always, it's fun and games. Okay, cool. Who just joined, by the way? Did someone just join our Discord? Roberts? Jim? All right, cool. There you are. There you are. There you are. Welcome into the Discord. Hey, let's go. You are, what number are you, by the way? You are number 154. Let's get it out, everybody. There you go. There's the link to the Discord. If you want to get in there, definitely check it out. Waiting patiently. Yeah, I know. Tell us about it. Anyway. Right. Don't forget, everybody, I'll be back live in 30 minutes with none other than Cryptovern himself. We're going to be discussing anything and everything, really. Just a bit more of a general chit chat. We'll get his take on the market. We'll get a view on anything. If you want to come and join us, feel free. It is officially the 2-Bit and Vern show with guests, so we'll happily speak to anybody that wants to come and talk to us. Yeah, on a HV train from Madrid to Barcelona. Don't worry about it, Shine. Again, we'll be live once again in about 30 minutes. So if that's something you are interested in, and you want to get a little bit more in the world of cryptocurrency, come and join us. Make sure you hit that follow button though, so you don't miss out. And always, if you're here on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. We are on the march to getting to that kind of 40,000 subscriber level. And yeah, putting some real hard work into the content. Absolutely trying to build out the Discord. And if you want to support that, then absolutely feel free to do so. Right. Hopefully see you guys in half an hour's time. Thank you as always to tune in. Don't be sly. Give the Crypto Vernon 2-Bit show a try, and I will see you guys in, hopefully, half an hour. Thanks, everybody, for watching. See you soon.